Alright, topic 3. Viewers, I hope you've been brainstorming on what you want to talk about, because now is your time. Lady, Pie, whoever else is in the chat.
Now it's your time to shine.
Yeah. Good times. Let us know, what would you like us to talk about for Kevin's final topic, for at least the time being, on the podcast?
Yeah, I'm going away again, guys. I probably won't be back until maybe August. Gotta go do another deployment. Gotta go serve this wonderful country of ours and all that good shit. So, yeah.
Make it a good one.
Make it a good one. Won't see me again for a while. Crying face.
Oh.
Yeah. This time really flew by. This leave went by a lot quicker than It seems like to me just yesterday we were holding the first podcast together and you were like, oh, you're here till January. Like, awesome. And I was like, yeah, it's going to be sick. And then it quickly went away.
Yeah. That's how it works out.
Yep. And that's why I hate my life.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's special.
When's your, is it your cousin's wedding you're coming back for?
Yeah, she's getting married the first week of September, so I gotta be back for that.
Right.
If so, I'm gonna quit.
What hope do you have for the next gen console? Or next console generation? So they have kind of announced them, but kind of haven't. They have code names, at least, for...
Well, it's gonna be PS5.
PS5, well, yeah, PS5 and Xbox 720 or whatever.
No, so it's been Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One. So I think what you can expect next
540
is the Xbox Infinity.
Oh.
Or as my Filipino friends would say, Xbox Infinity.
Infinity War.
So, it's gonna be some stupid, nonsensical number. I mean, you would think at this point they would say Xbox 2.
Right.
They won't. Let's be honest here. They're not gonna. They're gonna do something fucking stupid.
Damn it, Microsoft. You can't count your Windows programs, right? And now you can't do your consoles.
And they couldn't make Vista work. Rest in peace.
That's right.
Let's be honest. Windows XP was the best. And then it's quickly gone to shite ever since.
I don't know, Pi.
Shut your mouth. No, I'm really hoping that the game developers get away from this stupid microtransaction shit. Like, we talked about it before on a podcast. You play video games because you get a sense of accomplishment, you get a sense of enjoyment, you get escapism. This idea that some fucking noob that's never done anything can have better equipment than you and you've put in way more hours in game time is just total bullshit. And it just feeds into this idea that millennials are all about instant gratification. We don't want to work towards anything. And I don't think that's true. I really don't. And if there's one hopeful thing, EA's total failures with Star Wars Battlefront, their new Battlefield game, and the failure of Fallout 76, I'm kind of hoping that this sends a message to some asshole in some corporate boardroom somewhere, but knowing America, it won't.
Well, on the other side of that, for example, you're talking pay-to-win microtransactions. There are other microtransactions that are not pay-to-win, that are simply cosmetic. Overwatch, for example. Fortnite, which is blowing up everywhere, obviously. Things like that. I think those microtransactions are fine. If it is not skill-based and whatever, that's a way you can support the company for a game you like. For example, Overwatch, when that first came out, I'm like, I'm not buying loot boxes. A couple months in, bought loot boxes. Fortnite, I'll never buy V-Bucks. Bought V-Bucks, got cosmetic shit. But those I'm fine with. I find that a way that you can support the company farther. This is a game I enjoy, I like. It's purely cosmetic, it has nothing to do with skill. If those are things you want to do, that's fine. That's telling you, I like this game, please support it more. I totally agree with you on the pay-to-win bullshit. We were talking about, also before the podcast, Call of Duty. Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, whatever. Back in the day, you, like you said, you used to brag that you used to prestige in Call of Duty. Not you specifically, but the general public. Because it was something you put a lot of time into, you grinded. And a recent example could be Destiny 2. People constantly are pushing their light levels and whatever the fuck terminology they use. I don't know if that's necessarily a generation thing, but definitely a game thing, yes. I would love to see unlockables come back. Or this past holiday, we picked up Smash Bros. That was the only thing I played because I just wanted to unlock all the characters. And it was awesome. It was fun. I loved the just, playing to play and getting new characters and all that shit.
Look at Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
You earned the ability to catch legendary Pokemon.
Yep.
Okay. If you had captured the legendary Pokemon, if you had played the Elite Four a shitload of times and you leveled up, and then you played your boys, and you absolutely wiped the floor with them, it was because you had the better Pokemon. You earned that. We don't need to get away from that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that people don't. It's a mixture because there's definitely a trend going that way, but then there's also like the standstills, the stay strongs, I guess you could call it, because like looking at my shelf right now, there's a game I'm looking at right now that doesn't have that process of like speeding up. It's Red Dead 2.
Mm-hmm.
Red Dead 2, how many hours are in that fucking game? Like, I barely touched the thing, the surface, and I know, like, there's so much shit to do in that game. Like, that's a time sink. And then there's games where, like, with microtransactions, it's like, it could be quick and over type deal. Like, they're still making games that are a time sink. Like, I know we have problems with Fallout 76, but if it worked, that would be a time sink. There's no, like, pay to win in Fallout, as far as I know.
No, you pay to just lose with that game.
So, I don't know. It's a weird dichotomy of, like...
Nice.
Yeah, big words. I'm getting there. Of
that
like,
word of the day, toilet paper, is really starting to pay off.
It is. Dichotomy. Got it. It's, I don't know. It's strange.
Biggest hope for the next console generation is that we finally get an Elder Scrolls fucking 6. I've only been waiting 8 goddamn years, Bethesda.
You got the title screen. You got the glimpse. You got the crack of the
Look
door.
At this.
We have nothing.
It's this random bullshit landscape. Guys, we're gonna let you stew for 4 years and figure out where the fuck we're building it, because guess what? We don't know anymore. I really think that's what that was. They put that like little glimpse out there, and they were waiting for the Elder Scrolls community to start like talking about where they wanted it to go, and then they're
like,
gonna take a poll, and whoever says one location the most, they're gonna go, "That's where
we're
it is.
going."
You guys are right."
Fuck 'em. Pi, I think something I want for next gen
is VR porn.
No, that's already existing.
What?
Yeah. Is Kev's invested in PlayStation VR right now.
No, I'm not.
Is
I'm old fashioned.
more backwards compatibility, like
Give me a magazine.
remaster type stuff. Like, I mean, nostalgia's great, and reminiscing about old times. But I think I don't think it's a bad idea to remaster games and stuff like that. I know some people are like, oh, you gotta make something new, kind of like movies in the same way, remakes, whatever. I'm gonna use RE2, the new Resident Evil 2, the remaster they're making right now.
He's a terrible friend.
I am. I think that is something that is a good remake, remaster, whatever we want to call it, terminology-wise. It's the base RE2, but they're also adding stuff. Like, it gives you the nostalgia fix.
99999.
It gives you the nostalgia fix of reliving this experience, or obviously new audiences, me, of playing this game for the first time, but also adds that new fresh coat of paint, obviously with graphics, but also with content of you get the storyline of these different characters, I guess. I think backwards compatibility, whether it's just the old games like Xbox has been doing with their backwards compatibility of being able to play them again, I think that's good. And
Halo.
Halo, yeah. Even just hey, you bought this game PS3 era. As long as you can prove that you bought it, here it is in a digital format, or whatever it is. I think that would be fantastic, because then, it expands the lifespan of your games, if that makes sense. It's not shit, my disc broke, now I can never play this game again, or whatever it is. Or Pokemon Stadium 2, I love that game. I can't find it working N64. These things with age, obviously, they become harder to find, and I don't know, if somebody wanted to dip their toe back into something, if they could provide that service, I think that'd be good.
Also, what would be cool in the next generation if somebody could finally end the bullshit and just make a new NCAA football game. It's been since 2014, folks. And I get it, there's all sorts of who gets the rights, who gets paid, yada yada. Can you use college students' images in the game because they don't get reimbursed like NFL players do? Guess what? They get to go to college for free, shut the fuck up, and give me my NCAA my NCAA 2020. Like, what's the problem here? Also, I hope most sports games get away from EA, because those people suck. You got NBA 2K. Look, I'm not saying that this latest one's great, but I'm saying 2K is so much better than EA overall. I play the new Madden games, and there's just absolute failure of football logic in your players sometimes, and it's just like, I had a running back the other day. He has a wide open lane, and according to the play I picked, he's supposed to run that goddamn way. Literally open. And what does he do? He takes a hard left and runs into 4 defenders. And I'm sitting there going, the fuck? What the fuck? And I want to say that's an isolated incident, but then when I was playing as a running back, and I go to make a play, my offensive line doesn't bother blocking. All the characters just stood up, and they weren't blocking anymore, and all the defense rushed me, and I got tackled for a loss of 10 yards. I'm sitting there going, what the fuck? EA. Eat me.
Yeah, EA. EA.
What happened to them?
I don't know.
You know
it
what?
Used to be the shit.
They made a game,
good shit.
Lord of the Rings: Return of the King.
Yeah.
That game was fucking awesome. It was so cool. And then what do they do? Nothing since. Nothing.
Well, they do stuff. They don't do good stuff.
Nothing I care about.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just. Yeah, I get you.
NCAA 2020. That's all I'm asking for here, folks. That's all I'm asking for.
We talked about it last night on stream. I think crossplay would be a good idea. I understand why people are hesitant towards that because, people aren't going to buy our consoles or whatever. But I think more integrated games where we have a bigger community, like Rocket League, who was crossplay, like Fortnite, which has crossplay, if we had these games where people could combine together and play, I think that'd be really, really cool. But that's more on the what publishers? No, I don't know. Whatever you want, the big guns, whatever they want to do.
I really hope they don't. I'm not against VR gaming. I'm not in theory. But I don't want them to get away from just standard gaming.
I don't think they are. I think it's going to be like Kinect. It's not going to fail as hard as Kinect.
No.
But
I don't want Kinect. Listen.
No, I mean, I think it's like the same,
I want a controller.
Mm-hmm.
I want a console. That's all I want.
Okay, well...
You start making me stand up and do shit, and that's not American.
You can play a PlayStation VR sitting down with a controller.
Yeah, but you brought up Kinect.
RE7.
You brought up Kinect.
Yes, I brought up Kinect.
And guess what? Those people gotta stand and do shit, and that's not what video games is about.
And that's why it failed.
Exactly.
But you said, I'm defending VR right now. You said you don't want everything to go to VR. VR, you can do the stand around bullshit like Beat Saber, or you can sit down and play. You have RE7, which is a fully VR game I can sit down and play on my controller. I don't need Move controllers, I don't need anything like that. I have a console, I have a controller, I'm sitting down. America. I have Borderlands 2 that just came out recently. Same idea. VR. No, not everything's going to VR, but I think it's that other level of gaming, it's another wing, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, facet of gaming that you have the option to do, but you don't have to. Similar to, the Switch's capability. Take it on the go. It's another aspect or a way you can play, but you don't have to.
No. No.
Another layer. Thank you, Pi. Yes.
What'd you say?
Facet, wing, whatever.
Dude, stick to one word of the day.
Sorry, dichotomy. Pi, something I thought about while Kevin was going on his other rant. I think a cool thing would be if you buy it physical, you buy a disc. You get it digital.
Yeah, like if you've got it downloaded on your Xbox hard drive, why can't you just play with that and that alone?
Yes.
I agree with that totally.
Steel bookcases, I know some games were doing it. Some people like the steel bookcases, collecting, whatever. If you bought the steel bookcase, you'd get a digital copy of the game. I think that's awesome. I hate when my disc, I'm playing it so much that my console crashes or freezes. I love this game. Let me fucking play it. I haven't had a game crash on me that's digital. I've had a game crash on me that's disc. And it pisses me off that disc can wear off and wear down. I get it, it's a physical thing. But, like, if I bought this game, give me the fucking game. Don't make me rebuy it.
And, again, NCAA 14. Going off what Brett said, I'm at a certain point, and I've seen a lot of playthrough people that have it happen to them too, where when you're picking a route to run in football, the line that's supposed to be straight starts going like all like, snake on you. Does it really change anything? No. Does it irritate the shit out of me? Yeah, you bet it does, EA. You bet it does. This is why we need NCAA 2020. That's it. That's all I gotta say about EA and NCAA 2020. Just make it happen. Shut the fuck up.
Next gen.
Next gen.
That's been another episode of Wait, What Are We Talking About? The podcast, episode 36. My name is Brett, aka Enigma911. I'm joined by Kevin once again. Thank you guys for watching and hanging out with us today for our topics. Remember, you can watch the podcast live over on twitch.tv/Enigma911 every first and third Saturday of the month at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, except for this one. But you can check that out over there. If you have a topic for us that you'd like us to discuss, you can either post it in the comment section down below or join us on Discord and put in that tab specifically. And last but not least, remember this podcast is brought to you by the merch store. You can get all of your Enigma 911 swag over there, t-shirts, cups, backpacks, and more. Rep the brand and help us out. That would be greatly appreciated. Kevin, thank you for joining me over these past couple months over the podcast. I feel those episodes have been really, really great. We got some positive feedback. Can't wait till you're back and get you back on here on the streams, on the podcast, things like that. Chat, I will see you guys later. Obviously, we're going to talk after, but thank you guys for hanging out and watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Bye, guys.